Vin Diesel, Hollywood's silent warrior. Not just the face of Fast and Furious, XXX, and Pitch Black, but the force that made them iconic. He was born into struggle, no father, raised by a single mother in the rough streets of New York. Rejected by Hollywood for being racially undefined, Diesel didn't wait for permission. He made his own way, borrowing $3,000 to write, direct, and star in his first film. Fame came, but so did pain. Behind the muscles and explosions was a man scarred by loss, loneliness, and relentless pressure. Now at 58, he's more than an action star. He's proof that even broken engines can run on will alone. No spotlight shines on broken beginnings. In 1967, Mark Sinclair entered the world with no father's name on his birth certificate, only questions. His mother, Delora, was an astrologer and dreamer. His biological father, gone before he arrived. Years later, Diesel said simply, "All I know is I have connections to many cultures." At 3, Delora married Irving H. Vincent, a black theater teacher from Harlem. He adopted Mark and his twin, Paul, and moved the family into a crumbling artist's building in NYC. Poor, cold, and hungry, but full of imagination. Diesel later said, "The walls were full of dreams. We had to dream just to survive." He was a quiet kid with questions, especially about identity. "My race was like Schrodinger's cat," he joked. In truth, it haunted him. At age 7, everything changed when, after breaking into a theater with neighborhood kids instead of being arrested, he was handed a script. The director offered $20 to come back and perform, and he never left the stage. As a teen, Vin Diesel studied literature but dropped out to survive, working days selling light bulbs and nights as a nightclub bouncer, fighting just to get by. Frustrated by casting directors who didn't know what to do with him, he took control, using $3,000 to write, direct, and star in Multifacial, a raw short about an actor who didn't fit in. In 1995, it screened at Cannes. Among the crowd was Steven Spielberg, who soon cast him in Saving Private Ryan. From bouncer Mark Sinclair to Vin Diesel, the hunger that once drove him became his fuel. By 2001, he was a major action star with Pitch Black, The Fast and the Furious, and XXX. But behind the fame was burnout, and the Chronicles of Riddick flopped, breaking him financially and emotionally. He rebuilt, returning to Fast and Furious not just as star, but as its creative soul. Fast 5 became a $626 million hit, but tragedy struck when Paul Walker died during Furious 7. Vin vanished for weeks, then vowed to finish the film for his friend. The movie grossed $1.5 billion, but the ending was a tearful goodbye, not celebration. Success wasn't just about power, it was about survival, pain, and loyalty. Despite fame, Vin struggled with love. Relationships with Michelle Rodriguez and Pavla Herbkova brought moments of real connection, but ultimately, he learned that love isn't always holding on. It's knowing when to let go. In 2007, he met Paloma Jimenez, a calm presence who saw the man behind the myth, Mark Sinclair. He was 40, she was 23, but with Paloma, Vin Diesel found peace. No parties, no paparazzi, just quiet and grounding. While filming The Pacifier, he realized he wanted to be a father. In 2008, their daughter Hania Riley was born, kept secret until Paul Walker encouraged Vin to embrace fatherhood. Their son Vincent arrived in 2010, and daughter Pauline in 2015, named after Paul Walker. Fame made family life hard, long shoots, empty dinners, but Vin changed, protecting family time with no filming on birthdays and fewer late nights. Family isn't part of the franchise. It's the reason I believe in one. Vin and Paloma remained together after nearly 20 years. No headlines, just quiet strength. "When I became a father," Vin said, "I stopped running." Then came the devastating loss of Paul Walker in 2013, a brother in life and spirit, who died helping others. Vin lost more than a co-star. He lost his calm and family. Every November 30th, filming stops in Paul's memory. Years later, tensions and legal battles troubled the Fast and Furious franchise, including public clashes with Dwayne Johnson and lawsuits casting shadows over their biggest films. Through lawsuits, feuds, and loss, Vin Diesel stayed the heart of Fast and Furious. When the studio bond collapsed during Riddick, he mortgaged his own home, over $1 million, to pay the crew and keep filming. He didn't have to, but he did, said a crew member. Vin bore losses quietly, pushed through pain from years of performing his own stunts, torn tendons, cracked cartilage, sleepless nights, but never gave up. "You fight pain by moving," he said. Eventually, he shifted from iron and muscle to patience and balance, embracing yoga, clean eating, and slower mornings. "My strength isn't in my arms anymore. It's in my patience." At 56, Diesel's body shows the scars of his endurance, reminders that true strength is surviving through pain, not avoiding it. His journey took him from mortgaging his house to owning multiple estates, including a $12 million Beverly Hills home designed for peace, and a garage filled with iconic cars symbolizing his legacy. Yet his greatest wealth is his family: Paloma Jimenez, his partner since 2007, and their 3 children, Hanya Riley, Vincent, and Pauline, named after his late brother Paul Walker. He keeps their lives private with one sacred rule: no filming on his kids' birthdays. Beyond the spotlight, Vin quietly gives back, funding children's education, disaster relief, and military families. After Paul Walker's death, he continued Paul's legacy by supporting Reach Out Worldwide and youth programs. Vin Diesel's story isn't just about fame or muscle, it's about loyalty, sacrifice, and a relentless will to keep moving forward. "You don't measure a man by what he earns," he said, "but by what he gives back after the world stops watching." Physically, he's calmer now. His diet is clean, his routines slower, and his mornings filled with gratitude instead of grueling gym sessions. Sometimes fans spot him walking alone on the Malibu shore, barefoot, hoodie pulled low, hands in pockets. Not the invincible action hero, but a quiet man watching the tide. And maybe that's what makes him more heroic than ever. Not his strength, but his softness. The ability to stay human in a world that keeps trying to turn him into a myth. Today, Vin Diesel isn't chasing fame. He's building a legacy, producing new films, mentoring young filmmakers, and telling them, don't wait for permission. Just make something. From a nameless child in a cramped apartment to a global star, his story is about resilience, not luck or muscle. Real power is how deeply you feel, not how fast you drive. If you've ever felt too late or too broken to rise, look at him. The boy without a father, the actor without a chance, the man who built family from emptiness. His engines may rest, but his heart never stalls. Vin Diesel is more than a star. He's a symbol of loyalty, endurance, and the quiet strength to keep going when the world expects you to fall. If you believe his story deserves to be remembered, hit like, share this story, and let his journey remind you. It's never too late to rise, to heal, to drive your own road. And to you watching this, may your life be long, peaceful, full of love, health, and prosperity. Because you too deserve a lifetime of calm skies, warm hearts, and days that shine brighter than your yesterdays.